I have my friend here, and she's got a problem with her feet. Tell me about your foot and how it makes you feel.
Well, there's a toes are curling under or up on the top, but on the bottom part of my foot there's a big callus.
This big callus, and it's quite painful.
It is.
Yeah.
It's getting harder to walk all the time.
Scale of 1 to 10, how painful is it? 10
I'd
being
say it would be about a 7.5 to 8.
so difficult to walk on it. It's quite sensitive and tender.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. That's true.
All right, and the callus is right at the top of the foot here, and these toes are curling under a little bit, and that's causing some discomfort as you're walking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and they come up a bit on the upper side, so they are touching my whatever I'm wearing for footwear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I see right now that there's a little bit of redness on the joints on the top, so it's actually putting pressure on the toes themselves, and that's causing discomfort.
That's true. Yes.
Okay, so in this case we're going to treat all the toes and use a technique called bioelectrode therapy, essentially. So before I do anything, we've clarified the issue, and it's pain on the underside of the foot.
That's right.
And also in all the toes. Does that include even?
Not the big toe.
Not so much the big toe at all.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so first thing I do is I use an alcohol swab and clean the points.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for what
And
you
so
do.
the points are usually on the corner side of the toenails. And so, but I'm doing what are called the Jing-Well points, and as well as the next point on the meridian. Now I'm also going to go on the other side of the body to the right hand, and I will treat the Jing-Well points here. Good. I have my copper electrodes in this bottle, and I just simply take a dip into the inkwell, and I apply it to the acupuncture points. Yeah. At the corner of the toenail itself. And now I go to my silver electrodes. And I take my silver applicator, just simply dip it into the inkwell, and I place it on the next point on the meridian. So we have copper and silver, copper and silver, copper and silver. This is the bladder meridian, bladder 67, and I believe that's bladder 66. This is gallbladder 45 and gallbladder 44, I believe. Stomach 45 and stomach 44. Now this technique is a recent evolution of finding better and more efficient ways of treating. Between the copper and the silver, there's an electrical current being developed, and with that electrical current, there's a strong electrical field that's going from stomach 45, stomach 44, and on up the stomach channel, and it crosses the body to the other side, and it shows up on this young lady's fingers. So I'm going to take a silver electrode and place it on what is called large intestine 1. And then I take another silver electrode and I put it on triple warmer 1. And one more. Sorry if I was a little...
That's all right.
And this is bladder. Pardon me, small intestine 1. So theoretically, I have the energy going from stomach 45, a current, electrons, traveling up the meridian and crossing the body and coming to large intestine 1. Now, by putting the electrodes closely together, there is very little, if no, resistance between the copper and the silver, and so you have a strong current and a very strong electrical field. And the same with these copper here on gallbladder 45, gallbladder 44. And by simply putting silver electrodes on here, it will draw the current and direct the current to this particular path with no deviation of the chi flow. So that is going to largely treat these toes. It'll take away any pain or discomfort, and perhaps even, with luck, it'll straighten out those toes a little bit so it won't have the pressure touching on the surface of the bottom surface of her shoes. Be more comfortable walking. Now we can put that foot, one other thing here. I'm going to take silver electrode and we go to the bottom of the foot to kidney 1. And then I take another copper electrode. Oops, almost. Copper electrode here and simply place it on kidney 2. So that is kidney 1 on the bottom, and that energy pathway is going from the silver to the copper electrode, up the kidney pathway, and again crossing the body and ending up right there. Okay, so we're just treating the 3 energy pathways plus the 4th one being the kidney. And that won't take long to dry. Now I'm going to go on the other hand here. This is another what we would call a tongue style treatment. Called the 5 tigers. Now between this one bone here, from that joint to that joint, you've got 5 points here. And they're called the 5 tigers. This one here is the first tiger. This is for hand and fingers and wrist. And this one here is a supporting treatment, acupuncture point. Halfway between, this point here will be toes. Another one here, the top of the foot. And here the heel. So I'm going to cover the entire foot, and that will be very effective for treating any pain in the foot and the toes. Just make sure I get good solid electrodes there. Yeah, bingo, there we are. Okay, so this treatment should effectively remove or eliminate any pain in the foot, the toes, and this tongue style acupuncture treatment called 5 tigers, treating toes, top of the foot, and heel. So just to refresh, we're looking at copper to silver, strong electrical current and field traveling up the meridian, up the stomach meridian, and passing through the stomach and going up to the face, meeting up with the large intestine meridian, coming down to this point here, which is large intestine 1. And again, the same thing happening with gallbladder 44. Establish current between the copper electrode and the silver electrode right there. Strong current, strong electrical field, just firing up the meridian, gallbladder meridian, and again, we can cross the body and end up over here at this point. So from copper to silver, all the way up, and ending at this silver point here. This one here on the fingers is just to kind of draw the energy so the energy doesn't deviate and go into another pathway. And again, bladder meridian, copper meridian 0.67, silver 0.65 or 66, going up the back of the leg, up this side of the spine, and eventually ending up here. And being bioelectricity, it's almost an instantaneous treatment. As fast as electricity travels, she'll be getting relief in the foot. And any other issues along the spine. Actually, this is a great treatment for any spinal issues as well. Okay, so now I just wait probably about less than a couple minutes, and these will be dry, and at which time I will use a liquid Band-Aid. Okay, so now that these electrodes are dry, then I can use my liquid Band-Aid and we'll just cover them. And typically these will stay covered for several days, maybe a week and longer. So I've covered the Jingwell points, and now I'm just covering the points next to it. We will cover this point, kidney 2. And now for the bottom of the foot, I like to use the tattoo tape. And I'll cover this. Now the liquid Band-Aid just takes, again, a couple of minutes to dry, and we immobilize, and we'll see what happens. You can see the tools that we use in bioelectrode therapy are very simple. All there are is pure liquid copper, half full, and pure liquid silver. And again, just to demonstrate how simple it is, I have my little ink well there, and it just takes a quick dip into the ink well, and I can just apply the electrode, and there's a perfect electrode there. But with this tiny little ink well, I can keep everything relatively clean and simple, and then I use my little turtles to kind of keep the ink off the table, keep things clean and organized. And again, here's my tattoo strips. It's based on a product which is called tattoo tape. And it's used for tattoos, but it's the perfect solution for securing the electrodes to basically to the hand and different parts of the body. Ensuring the points are cleaned with an alcohol swab prior to administering the protocols. So that's copper and silver. Applicators, liquid Band-Aids, and the method, liquid Band-Aid, and the tattoo tape for securing the electrodes for long periods of time. So you can stand up right now and see how you feel.
Great.
And just walk around a little bit.
I shall do that. Oh, yes, the pain isn't like it has been when I've first come in.
Do you feel any pain at all or not?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'll just show one more protocol that we can use for that condition, which is even simpler and equally as effective. This is a technique called Korean hand therapy. And I'll just take your left hand, being that the pain is on the left foot, on the bottom of the foot. We have, this is called Korean hand therapy, and these are the legs, these are the arms, and this is the head and the neck, upper body, all the way down. Here you've got the heart area, stomach area, here all the way down to the gynecological department there. Now for this condition, this is this is the left leg. This is the bottom of the foot. The toes, the large toe is here, and the little toes are across the tip, across this area here. And the heel is here. This is the ankle joint, and this is the knee, and this is the hip. This is Korean hand therapy, anatomy, correspondence therapy. Now based on the location of the pain problem, it corresponds to a point right about here. And what I'm going to do is just identify precisely, because she has pain in the bottom of her foot and the area here. This is the big toe, small toes going across there. The location of the callus and the pain problem is right there. You tell me when it hurts. I'm going to just probe around here until I find the hot spot.
Yeah.
Right there?
Right there.
So I've got this point corresponding to the callus on the bottom of the foot. And my pains, oh, here we go. Right there. So all I have to do to treat that pain, the callus on the bottom of the foot, is simply take a silver electrode and my inkwell, come over here and right there. Simply applying the silver electrode to that tender point, which corresponds to the tender area in the foot, will eliminate the pain and improve the tissue, the condition of the cells and tissues on the foot. Now, the toes are on the tip of the foot. This will be the tip of the finger. So let me just get a little bit more ink here.
How would that be the tip of the fingers?
Not the tip of the fingers. This will correspond to the big toe.
Okay.
And again, these are the other toes. So this will effectively treat the toes. And that will treat the callus.
I'll be new.
Well, we'll see. Okay, so there you go. We're just allowing that to dry now, and then I will again cover it with the liquid Band-Aid. These points, I find the points on the fingers, Jingwell points such as these over here. I use the liquid Band-Aid on these, but if I was doing the back of the hand and other parts of the hand, well, I would be more inclined to use the tattoo tape on those. But these will stay secure really quite well for 2, 3, 4 days easily, just with the liquid Band-Aid. So that is taken care of.
Thank you, thank you.
And then here, Korean hand therapy. All you have to do is, again, know the correspondence. This is the left leg, so there's your hip, knee, back of the knee, and the ankle, and the bottom of the foot. And that, if you probe here, just palpate it around, you will find a point which is really quite tender, painful actually when you put any pressure on it. That corresponds to the pain in the foot. It's one of the simplest and dramatically effective techniques, Korean hand therapy. If you look right here, that's the foot. The middle joint there is the knee, back of the knee, and there you are. That would be the hip. So what now we're doing is just treating the bottom of the foot and the toes at the very tip. That is Korean hand therapy.